Hi students, I am Nimisha and I will be teaching you your next math chapter, triangles. Before we go into deeper understanding about triangles, we will first understand what are congruent figures and what are similar figures. Are they both the same? Congruent figures are exactly same figures, exactly same. So if I take this hand over here and I bring another hand, they are exactly same, exactly equal. See, such figures are called congruent figures. If I keep my hand and I bring a baby's hand and keep it here, then these two hands, are they exactly same? No. But are they similar? Yes. Why? They look same shape, same geometry. So, similar figures are basically different sizes of the same type. Congruent figures are exactly same. Let us understand this with the help of a polygon. What is a polygon? A polygon is a figure made of line segments, a closed figure, right? Okay. So, now we have two exactly same quadrilaterals here, same angles, they are side 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, exactly same. Sides are equal, angles are also equal. I can say the two figures are congruent. So, for congruent figures, we can say, are all sides equal? No. Corresponding side, this 5 coordinates with this 5. So, corresponding sides are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Coming to similar figures, see, if I zoom this itself, I get this. For example, now if I have this figure here and I am going to zoom it, right? See, that gives me the similar figure. If you can see, the angles are the same. What about the sides? See here, let's name this as ABCD, PQRS. AB by PQ is 5 by 10, 1 by 2. BC by QR, 6 by 12, 1 by 2. If I keep doing all that, I'll get 7 by 14, 1 by 2, 4 by 8, 1 by 2. The point to note in this question is AB by the corresponding side PQ is equal to BC by the corresponding side QR is equal to CD by the corresponding side RS is equal to AD by its corresponding side PS. All of them are 1 by 2. So, I can say the sides are proportional. So, like here we said similar figures, congruent figures, corresponding sides are equal. For similar figures, what can we say? Corresponding sides are proportional. I hope you understood what that means. Corresponding angles, what about the corresponding angles in the figure? We saw they are equal. So, corresponding angles are equal. So, I hope the difference between congruent figures and similar figures are clear. In congruent figures, the sides are equal, the angles are equal. In similar figures, the sides are proportional and angles are equal. Using what we just learned, can I conclude two triangles are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are proportional. Proportional means in the same ratio. So, in this chapter, we will be dealing completely with similar triangles. Congruent triangles you have already studied in your lower classes. So, now we know the criteria for two triangles to be similar, right? Exercise 6.1, first question. Fill in the blanks using the correct word given in brackets. All circles are congruent or similar. If I have this circle here and I have one more circle here, this is the zoomed in version of this, right? This is nothing but the zoomed in version of this, it's enlarged. So, they are congruent or similar. Are they exactly same? No. So, first answer, similar. all squares are similar or congruent. I have one square here of length A, and I have a square here of length B. If you see their corresponding sides are A by B, which is equal to A by B, which is equal to A by B, which is equal to A by B. A and B may or may not be equal. This can be made of 5 centimeter, this can be made of 1 centimeter. So they are similar, not congruent. All triangles are similar, isosceles and equilateral. See, 5, 5, 3, isosceles triangle. 7, 7, 3, isosceles triangle. Are these two similar? 5 by 7 equal to 5 by 7. 3 by 3 not equal. So you get 5 by 7 equal to 5 by 7. But is it equal to 3 by 3? No. So sides are not proportional. So answer is equilateral. Why equilateral? All are 5, 5, 5. All are 7, 7, 7. The ratios will be proportional. Two polygons of the same number of sides are similar if their corresponding angles are equal and their corresponding sides are proportional. We just learned that. Give two different examples of a pair of similar figures. See, take any polygon that has same sides, right? We took squares, all squares same side, all squares are similar. Equilateral triangles, all their sides are same. So you can basically take anything. You can say squares, then you can say equilateral triangles, or you can say anything, regular pentagon, regular hexagon, all their sides are equal. Non-similar figures, take any two figures that have different angles, there only the rule is violated. So you can say two triangles with different angles, two quadrilaterals with different angles. Okay. Question 3, state whether the following quadrilaterals are similar or not. You can see the sides are proportional. 1.5 by 3, 1 by 2, 1.5 by 3, 1 by 2, 1.5 by 3, 1 by 2, 1.5 by 3, 1 by 2. Sides are proportional, but what about these angles? 90, 90, 90, here not mentioned, and they definitely don't look 90. So these angles are not equal. So we can say the two figures are not similar. Why? Because their sides are proportional but angles are not equal. Both the conditions have to be met for the two figures to be similar. So before we go into our first theorem, let's just revise a few basics about area of triangle. If this is my triangle, area of triangle is half into base into height. If I take this as my base, then height is this one. If this is my base, then this is the height. If this is the base, then opposite vertex you have to drop the height. So your base and height correspondingly keep changing, right? So depending on who the base is, you have to decide the height. Suppose I take this as the base, then I have to take the height from this vertex. Now, if it is an obtuse triangle, okay, and I am choosing this to be my base, I have to drop a perpendicular from this point to here. So this will be my height. So from this point towards the base, this is the height. So the height of the triangle can lie outside. The height of the triangle can lie outside. For an acute triangle, heights always lie inside. For an obtuse, one of the height lies outside. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. We just saw. For right angle triangle, this is itself the height. The side itself becomes the height. Okay. So this case I will be using while doing the next concept. Theorem 6.1. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of a triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. Let's just follow the statement. If this is my triangle ABC, they are telling you if you draw a line parallel to any one side, which I have chosen this parallel to this, it intersects the other two sides. It's going parallel to this. It intersects the other two sides at 2 points, P and Q. Okay. Then, this is given. Then what happens? The other two sides are divided in the same ratio. AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. If this is 2 centimeters and this is 3 centimeters, 2 by 3, and then if this is 4, this will be 6. Their ratios are same. So we have to prove this. Okay. So first of all, what is given? PQ is parallel to BC. PQ is parallel to BC. What do we have to prove? We have to prove that AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. You have to do a little construction before we do the proof. So construction, join B to Q and join P to C. So first join B to Q and then join P to C. Next, from Q, drop a perpendicular to AB. This is AB. From Q, I should drop a perpendicular. Let's call this M. From P, drop a perpendicular to AC. So, from Q, drop a perpendicular to AB. So, what happens here? QM is perpendicular to AB, and from P, drop a perpendicular to AC. Then what happens? PN is perpendicular to AC. So now for the proof, see what I am going to do. This QM is there, right? This QM is the height for APQ. So I have AP involved. This QM is also the height for BPQ. See, for BPQ, QM is the height. So I have BP involved. So I want to involve AP and BP, right? So what we are going to do in the proof is going to take area of triangle APQ, half into base into height. Half into base is AP, height is QM. Area of the other triangle that has the same height QM is BPQ. So area of triangle BPQ, half into base BP, height QM. Can I divide these two? Area of triangle APQ divided by area of triangle BPQ. Half cancels, QM cancels. So I am left with AP by BP, which is what I want, right? Now, do the same thing with PN. PN is the height for this triangle APQ, and it is also the height of this triangle CQP, right? In CQP, QC is involved. In APQ, AQ is involved. So, area of triangle APQ is equal to half into, who's the base? Base now is AQ and height now is PN. And the other triangle, area of triangle CPQ is half into base CQ, height still PN. I divide these two. Area of triangle APQ divided by area of triangle CPQ is equal to half cancels, PN cancels. I am left with AQ by CQ. Now, okay, so now area of APQ equal. If I somehow say area of BPQ and area of CPQ are equal, these two are equal, so therefore these two become equal and our proof is done. How do I prove area of BPQ same as area of CPQ? In your lower grades, You have already learned in the previous class that triangles lying between the same base, triangles lying on the same base and between the same parallels are equal. Let's say this is the common base. Then all these triangles have same area. All these triangles have same area. Let's say this is parallel to this. Then all these triangles have same area. Okay. So, I am going to use this concept now. Clearly see here. See this figure? This and this are parallel. This and this are parallel. This is my common base. This is my common base. See, triangle lying between on the base PQ and between the same parallels. Triangle lying on the base PQ and between the same parallels. So, can I say this triangle and this triangle have equal areas? Can I say this triangle and this triangle have equal areas? Yes, I can. So, what are we going to do here? What did we do? PQ is parallel to BC. PQ is the common base. Therefore, I can say area of triangle BPQ is equal to area of triangle CPQ. Write down the reason. Triangles on the same base and between the same parallels have equal area. So, now because these two are equal, APQ equal to APQ, these two are equal. So, if I label this as 1 and 2, I can therefore say therefore 1 equals 2. And hence I can say AP by BP is equal to AQ by CQ or QC. So, I am now going to show you an extended proof over here that we will be commonly using in the problems. I will be using it directly. Look here, AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC, agreed? So, first note, AP by PB, add 1 on both sides. So, this becomes AP plus PB divided by PB is equal to AQ plus QC divided by QC. AP plus PB, AP plus PB is what? AB divided by PB. AB divided by PB is equal to AQ by QC. AQ plus QC. AQ plus QC is what? AC divided by QC. Right? So, not just AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. We can say this whole thing by this whole thing by this is equal to this whole thing by this. What can we say about the other part is, first take reciprocal. Taking reciprocal. So, now we get PB by AP is equal to QC by AQ. Adding 1 on both sides. PB by AP plus 1 is equal to QC by AQ plus 1. PB plus AP by AP is equal to QC plus AQ by AQ. PB plus AP. PB plus AP is nothing but AB. AB by AP is equal to AC by AQ. This now tells you AB, this whole thing by AP is equal to this whole thing by this. So, can you imagine the proof that we have achieved now? This BPT, we can therefore conclude in BPT, basic proportionality theorem, you take a triangle ABC, take any parallel side anywhere, this will divide this in the ratio of first equally, that means AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC, or whole side by anyone. So, if I take whole side AB by AP, any one side, then I have to take whole side AC by the same corresponding, I took AP here, so I should take AQ there. I can take it ulta as well. Ulta meaning AP by the whole side, AP by the whole side AB, AP corresponding is AQ, AQ by the whole side AC. These two are same, okay? They are reciprocals. Now, this is AB by AP, AB by AP. I can now take AB by PB. So, AB by PB is equal to AC by QC. I can even go vice versa, PB by AB is equal to QC by AC. Whenever I want, I will be using any of this. You should understand why and say it's because of BPT. Because these two are nothing but reciprocal. See, AP goes up, AB comes down. AQ goes up, AC comes down. PB goes up, AB comes down. QC goes up, AC comes down. So all these are extensions of BPT itself, basic proportionality theorem. Theorem 6.2. If a line divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. This is nothing but the opposite of BPT called converse BPT. In converse BPT, we took parallel side and the sides became in proportion. Here they are telling you take sides in proportion, prove that those two sides are parallel. So here they are giving you AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. You have to prove PQ is parallel to BC. So it is given AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. You have to prove PQ is parallel to BC. Okay. Now it's not given that PQ is parallel to BC. So I don't know if it is parallel. So let's just construct some line PQ dash that is parallel to BC. We don't know if PQ is parallel to BC. So we construct some line PQ dash that is parallel to BC. So construct PQ dash parallel to BC. Construct or draw PQ dash parallel to BC. Okay. Now proof. PQ dash is parallel to BC. PQ dash is parallel to BC. Why? By construction. So therefore, can I say AP, PQ dash is parallel to BC. So can I say AP by PB is equal to AQ dash by Q dash C? AP by PB is equal to AQ dash by Q dash C. Why? We just learnt if something is parallel, the sides get divided in the same proportion or same ratio. So I can say using BPT. But it is given that AP by PB is equal to AQ by QC. This is given, right? So this is point, let's say this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. You can see AP by PB and AB by PB are there. So I can say equation 1 equals equation 2. So therefore I can say AQ dash by Q dash C is equal to AQ by QC. If I am telling you AQ dash by Q dash C is equal to AQ by QC, it is possible only if these 2 points are 1, right? If AQ dash by Q dash C on the same line is equal to AQ by QC, not possible unless Q dash and Q is 1. This is possible only when Q dash and Q coincide. So if Q dash and Q are 1 or coincide, if Q dash and Q coincide, PQ dash is parallel. Therefore we can say PQ is also parallel to, or PQ is parallel to BC. Example 1. If a line intersects AB and AC of a triangle ABC at D and E respectively and is parallel to base BC, prove that AD by AB is equal to AE by AC. We have already done this in the note immediately after BPT. We have to just do the same thing here. Now we can say the given part DE is parallel to BC, right? And we have to prove AD by AB is equal to AE by AC. Proof: since DE is parallel to BC, I can therefore say what? AD by DB, since these are parallel, AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Why? Using BPT. Using BPT. Now, in the proof, they want AB to be in the denominator. Like they want the bigger person to be in the denominator. Correct? Yes. So now, you have to, they want what? They want AD by AB is equal to AE by AC. Please remember, while adding 1, denominator does not change. While adding 1, denominator does not change. So they want what? They want AD by AB, AE by AC. Out of that, you already have AD and AE. You don't want to change that. You don't want to change that. If you don't want to change that term, keep it in the denominator. So in the note, I did 2 parts, the left part and the right part, first and second. Which one will you follow? You'll follow the second part, taking reciprocal. Why? Because they want to keep the AD and AE. They want to keep the AD and AE. So you have to send it to the denominator. So taking reciprocal, you get DB by AB is equal to EC by AE. Adding 1 on both sides, DB by AB plus 1 is equal to, this is not AD. Taking reciprocal, this becomes DB by AD, this becomes EC by AE, yes. So AD plus 1, EC by AE plus 1. Taking LCM, DB plus AD divided by AD is equal to EC plus AE divided by AE. DB plus AD is nothing but AB. EC plus AE is nothing but AC. They want, taking reciprocal again, AD by AB is equal to AE by AC. Therefore, you reach this. Example 2, ABCD is a trapezium in which AB is parallel to CD. So, it is given AB is parallel to CD. E and F are points on non-parallel sides AD and BC respectively, such that EF is parallel to EF is parallel to AB. They have given EF is parallel to AB. So, EF is parallel to AB. You have to show that. So, to prove AE by ED is equal to BF by FC. AE by ED is equal to BF by FC. So, they have given AB is parallel to CD and they have given EF is parallel to AB. So, can I say EF is also parallel to CD? These two are parallel, these two are parallel. So, therefore, these two are also parallel. Agreed? If two things are parallel to the same side, those two things are also parallel. So, we will keep all that in the given. Now, how do we prove this? See carefully. Join either A to C or B to D, anything. I am joining A to C. Let us call this O. EO is parallel to CD. EO is parallel to CD. Yes? So, can I say AE by ED is equal to AO by OC? BPT. Coming to this part of the triangle, OF is parallel to AB. OF is parallel to AB. Can I say OC by AO is equal to CF by FB? Yes, I can. Both of them have AO, OC common, equate it, you get the answer. So let's start. In triangle ADC, OE is parallel to CD. So I can say AE by ED is equal to AO by OC. Next triangle, in triangle CAB, OF is parallel to AB. I have not written Y. You should write down here BPT. OF is parallel to AB. So I can say OC by OA is equal to CF by BF. I want to equate these two, so I can first take reciprocal. Why? Because I have AO by OC here, I will create AO by OC here also. Taking reciprocal, AO by OC is equal to BF by CF. Now I can say this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Both of them have AOOC, AOOC. Therefore, 1 is equal to 2. So, therefore, we can say AE by ED is equal to BF by CF. Hence, proved. Example 3. In the figure, PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. So, which theorem? Converse BPT, the two sides become parallel. ST becomes parallel to QR. Yes, because PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR, using converse BPT, ST becomes parallel to QR. They have given also PST is equal to PRQ. You have to prove that PQR is an isosceles triangle. First, let's write the given. Given PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. Also given that PST is equal to angle PRQ. All this is given. Okay. So now we have to prove triangle PQR is isosceles. Proof. Since PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR, can I say ST is parallel to QR? Can I say ST is parallel to QR? Yes, I can. How? Converse BPT. Now, ST is parallel to QR. Can I say this angle is equal to this angle? Why? Corresponding angles. If you have two parallel sides and this is a transversal, these two angles become equal. So, therefore, I can say this angle is equal to this angle. So, therefore, I can say angle PST is equal to angle PQR. But it is given angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. It's given this is equal to this. I know this is equal to this. So, therefore, I can say this angle is equal to this angle. See here, PST equal. Therefore, I can say angle PQR is equal to angle PRQ. In your triangle PQR, you have got these two angles are equal. Sides opposite to equal angles are equal. Sides opposite to equal angles are equal. I can say PQ is equal to PR. These two are equal, so I can this side is equal to this side. Why? Sides opposite to equal angles are equal. Therefore, if two sides are equal, the triangle is isosceles. Therefore, PQR is an isosceles triangle.